Hi everybody, welcome to my Homestead and welcome to my channel. This is going to be comments episode 21. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe, like this video. If you end up liking it, hit the notification bell, leave your comments, and we'll do more episodes just like this one. So we're going to start it off with Betty Horn, one of my regulars. Uh, in response to comments episode 20, she says, "Hey, I can give you some voice lessons. I have a few claims to fame. My YouTube channel has two of my songs. So everybody go check that out, Betty Horn. I made the Tabernacle Choir back in 1989. I remember you saying that one time before. So I'm at least that good. Dot 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 dot. Seriously, you have a good start for your song. It might seem silly to you, but you would give a songwriter something to work with. I just like okay. So with country music, I've done it several different times because like whenever I listen to it, I feel like I can like just naturally come up with stuff for country music. I think I might hold on to that one though. I kind of like it. You'll have to go back to episode 20 to listen to my amazing voice. So yeah, voice lessons. We'll see about that. But hey, I will look forward to having you on the channel. I haven't emailed you or Tyler yet. Um, First I'm gonna do Brother Guerrero. That's coming up on Wednesday. I'll probably like email you tomorrow. Today was kind of a crazy day. I'll email to you guys tomorrow and we'll set up a time. So just I haven't forgotten about either one of you. In response to the same video, um, Mia Martin. I don't know how to pronounce this, Mia. I don't know if it's my or Mie Martin. So I want you to fill me in here and let me know. I want to make sure I pronounce your name right. So I'm just going to go with Mia Martin. That makes the most sense to me. Spot on. Narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths are all wolves in sheep's clothing. Those written about in C.S. Lewis's Screw Tape Files. You know, that was going to be one of the main topics of my channel, but the channel kind of took a life of its own, and so now I'm mostly just focusing on Second Coming, church news, you know, stuff related to the Second Coming mostly. But um, you know, this topic will pop up from time to time. I think it's really important for people to understand. If you haven't already, go. There's tons and tons and tons of channels that talk about narcissism, toxic personalities, toxic behavior, sociopaths, psychopaths, borderline personality disorder. Histrionic, you know, all the cluster B, the supposed cluster B uh, personality disorders, which I feel is more of spiritual disorders than they are mental. They're not mental disorders; they're personality disorders. But anyway, that's for you know other people to talk about. And then she continues with more comments. If you're interested, the Statue of Liberty, with the Statue of Liberty emoji, has similarities to ancient tile mosaic of Mary Magdalene and Jesus recently found in Israel. Ah, that is interesting. Encircled by 12 apostles. Pictured for the whole of YouTube video called um, The Gospel of Mary Magdalene of Gnostic Spirituality. Now, those Gnostics, I have, you know, some beef with them. Um, you know, there's a lot to that. There's a lot to that. I'll read more. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. Okay, well, I won't be able to go over all of this, but it looks like there's a lot of good information. Um, I forget to add the French Masons gave the Statue of Liberty, the emoji, to the American Masons with their symbology. Yeah, that's another thing that all this stuff as far as like these like mystery schools and modern day secret combinations and Gadiat and robbers. I've been there, done that. Not to say that I've like covered it all in my own studies, but that's something that I've been pretty big into. Um, and I still kind of keep tabs on it a bit, so I'm familiar with a lot of these things. But anyway, yeah, I can't go over all this, but I'll check this out later. Appreciate the information. In response to the same video, now it's Tyler Cragen, the other one that's going to come on the show. He says, "Thanks for the shout out. I'm actually starting a different channel for LDS content, though." Okay, so the one that he's commenting with is not going to be the channel that he uses. He's doing another one. So let us know what that is, and I'll, you know, like Troy said, I'll plug you in so that you can have people coming your way. The main stumbling block is the format of my content. I'm still figuring that out. I'll hit you up on an email in the next day or so, and we can set up a Zoom call. Sounds good. I personally, I don't know really what I'm doing with YouTube, but I think that this is a pretty good formula. Um, I'm getting people subscribing every day, and I think it's working. I think it is. I plan to like reach out to a lot more members of the church that do YouTube, and possibly people not of our faith. Like I'd like to do a lot of like interviews. I think that'd be fun to do. I enjoy them, both with subscribers and other people that have channels, and even people that maybe aren't even YouTubers that just have something to say. There's no limit to who I'll talk to. So anyway, I'll look forward to that, Tyler. In response to Sit Calf, Christmas Lights, Chickens, Swami Ninen says, poor little thing, she has sad eyes. Feeling sick is no fun. I'm glad she's eating, drinking, walking, and not panting. All good signs. Yeah, and today, after we gave her shot, we went and bought one at the farm store here in town. Well, it's just like outside of town. And it was only $11 for the antibiotic. It was, I think what she got was penicillin, because my wife was the one that bought it. And then it was like 43 cents for the syringe. So we're probably going to give that to her over the next couple days and just keep an eye on it. But she was like looking pretty good. She was able to actually, after that, like in like late afternoon time, she was able to get up by herself without me helping her. So I think she's progressing. Um, in response to comments, episode 20, Swami Ninen says, thanks for responding to my comment. The fire was unbelievably tragic and a beautiful opportunity for us to give all we could. It was life changing for so many. Much love. Now, are you from California or in that area? Like the way that you talk, I feel like maybe you're from that area. But thanks for your comments. In response to comments, episode 20, uh, Mia Martin says, "Awake, awake." I don't know what that emoji is. It looks like I have no idea. Are they bees? I don't know. Awake, awake, bees, awake, awake. Judges 5:12. Deborah means bees and mother of Israel. The bees are of our heavenly parents' collective hive of royal light children. And then a emoji with the fleur de lis. Okay, cool. Yeah. Um, I like, obviously the beehive, it definitely gives you that kind of symbolism for sure. Um, that we're all part of the same hive and we come from the same uh, parentage. So thank you. In response to Sick Calf, Christmas Lights, Chickens, Sam Lee says, hello from inside your pocket, laugh out loud. I'm sorry about that. At that point of the video, I needed both my hands. In response to comments, episode 20, Mia Martin says a long comment and then another long comment. A lot of good information. You should think about doing a YouTube channel if you haven't already. It seems like you know quite a bit here. Um, yeah, unfortunately, I can't go over the whole thing because it would just make the video too long. But everybody can go check that out. She has some um, good commentary and information about symbolism and names and a lot of stuff. Until we meet again, 888 weeks and one day on Earth, an earthly member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Cool. In response to Sick Calf Christmas Lights Chicken, Sam Lee says Vivian will be in our prayers. Thank you so much, because I really do think that it's helping. In response to Sick Calf follow-up, Betty Horn says, "Aw, poor thing. Keeping all of y'all in my prayers. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it." In response to my interview with Troy Abels, Arith Litharaga Olascoaga says, perhaps the coming of the lost tribes as in a highway is the transatlantic journey of the pilgrims, Puritans, and even the pioneers, including their journey from eastern U.S. to western U.S. But another possibility is when millions of saints are gathered, reaped by the angels, caught up from the four corners of the world to the Jackson County, Missouri. Thanks for mentioning my channel. No problem. I will do that anytime. and I'll do it here. The channel is L.Alvarez D. L.Alvarez D. And I came across his channel a long time ago, and there's a lot of good content there. Um, so yeah, that definitely could be. I'm still unclear about exactly how being caught up is going to work. I feel right now with my study, I feel like it's going to happen with Adam on Diamond. I don't know that everybody's in the church is going to come to Jackson County when that occurs, but I just have to get more into it. But that's a possibility. And again, in that talk, what was it called? It's like the Exodus and its parallels or something like that by President Nelson. He was talking about the highway of ice being the frozen Missouri River that they crossed over as they were uh, on the trek and headed toward Utah. Um, okay, Betty Horn, in response to she's getting another shot, says, "When you give shots, do it like you're playing darts." So, so you want me to throw them at her, right? Just kidding. My mom taught me that over 50 years ago when we had to give her shots when she was dying of cancer. Um, Sorry to hear that. Uh, she was an RN and knew what she was talking about. Knowing this helped me since I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, something that I'm trying to avoid. It runs in my family, so I really don't want to get that. Sorry to hear that you have that, and have to give myself shots 4+ times a day. The technique makes it hurt a lot less. Okay, I'll keep that in mind, especially if we give her another shot tomorrow. So, thank you on that. In response to Jersey Bull eating pasture grass, Suwami Ninen says, "Adorable. Is this the calf that was ill?" No, this is our Jersey Bull. Um, he is still kind of a calf. I'd have to look at my spreadsheet. I can't remember exactly how old he is. I don't think he's even a year old yet, but he's getting big. In response to she's getting another shot, Monty Michelle Wilkinson says, "Good job, you guys, giving the shot." Vivian looked a little scary the way she just laid there. Yeah, yeah, she did. Um, Glad she is up and eating, doing some normal cow things. And then a cow emoji. Yeah, and she was looking really good. Like I said, this evening. So I'm hoping tomorrow I'll go out there and she'll be doing fine. How far are we into this? 12 minutes and going on 13. Okay. Mr. Himself Alone. Uh, Mr. Himself Alone. In response to 10 lost tribes, uh, Igbos of Nigeria says, Ebo, not Igbo. Um, the GB is a sound and it's a B sound, not quite like an English B. The GB is a sound, it's a B sound, not quite like an English B. Most West African languages have that sound. Um, another sound you'll find is KP, but it's a P kind of sound. Yeah, see that I met a lot of sorry, I met a lot of Igbos in Spain. In Spain, we had Nigerians from all over the place. I met people from Delta State, Benin, um, Yoruba, just like a bunch of different places and tribes and states. Um, I kind of remember hearing that kind of like different sound. It kind of sounded like there was a little bit of a G in there. I think I know what you're talking about, but from here on forward, I will make sure to say Ipo, okay? Since I'm not going to try and like really hit it the right way. Thank you for that. Another comment from him on the same video. So far, Igbo have not been found to have Kohen DNA. And what he's referring to is the Kohanim, which are the Levites, right? The priestly class among the Jews. Um, if you saw this video, they actually were able to find a similarity between about 52% of them that were part of the study. So the Kohanim do seem to have common DNA amongst the majority of them. Um, they also don't get Middle Eastern DNA on their results for the most part. Okay. Um, and then another comment from him, they also don't speak Hebrew or have words from Hebrew in their language. Uh, they had to learn Hebrew. Yeah. Um, all right. Another comment from him. Uh, the idea of Ebu descending from Eri, son of Gad, son of Jacob, is recent. Uh, when they were visiting in the 1930s, oh, sorry, when they were visited in the 1930s, a section of the Ebu Nation said that Eri was from a place to the north of Ibu land called Ida. The father of Eri was not tied to Israel. He was tied to another Nigerian tribe called Igala or Igara. Um, Nri tribe, first distinguished in 1917 by D.O. Mr. Lawton. Nris are of Igara stock, extended themselves southward from Ida. Uh, what the, okay. Please tell me what you really think. It seems like you have some strong opinions about this topic. Um, what the actual story is that Eri came from the sky with his two wives. One wife gave birth to the founder of the Igala tribe. The other wife is the one connected to Nri and Aguleri or Aguleri kingdom. Um, also, this is what was said earlier in their history. Uh, so these are all like different comments. So he really he you seem to know a lot about this. Are you West African or are you from the well? Yeah, who are you? I want to know where you're from, why this is interesting to you, just so I can get this in the right context. Um, okay, another comment. Also, this is what was said earlier in their history, and then another comment. Igala origin evidence one. Okay, there's four evidences. Okay, people of Aguku, Oreri, Igbarium, Aguleria. I'm sure I'm saying those so well. Say that they are the Igara are one. Two, Abuga, a part of Aguleri, is surrounded by trenches dug by Igala as protection against Ibu. Three, okay, is everyone following this? Three, Ezi Nuri must wear at and after his coronation white Igara clothes. At his burial, an Igala cloth called akwechi and aka beads from Ida must be provided by his family. Now, number four, uh, Umundri legend. They and Igara are half brothers, each having Eri as father. Okay, Mr. Himself Alone, I want you to open your ears really wide. And believe me when I tell you, I'm only going to say it once. I do not have a strong opinion about this topic. Um, so I cannot provide you with a challenge to your information, but I can provide you with friendship. Thank you for commenting on my channel. Tell me again where you're from. Um, are you from Nigeria? Are you from one of the different tribes there? Are you from Delta State? Are you jealous of the Igbo because they might be from Israel? Um, just let me know who you are. I'd like to know who I'm talking to. But I thank you for this information. I um, I really don't have a strong opinion about this. I don't know if you're a member of my church. I just think that there's kind of an anomaly when it comes to Nigeria and how many there are from Nigeria in our church compared to all the other African countries. There are a lot in Nigeria that are part of my church. Um, that's one reason on my religious side that I feel like they could have some Israelite DNA in them. Um, as far as everything else, yeah, it is hard to say. from everything that I read, it doesn't seem like the evidence is very, very strong, but there might be something there. I don't know. I may come back later, try and find some more information about them. And I guess we'll just have to see what happens as we go forward in time, and maybe more DNA tests are done. I don't know. But the one thing that I do know is that anybody, regardless of whether they have Israelite DNA or not, anyone can choose Christ and can be adopted into um, the house of Israel. So that's all I have to say about that. Thanks for your comments. And then the last one, in response to Jersey Bull eating pasture grass, Sam Lee says, "I bet it's nice not having to mow all that grass." You know, Sam, funny story. When we first got here, we didn't have any animals, of course. We were just starting out, and we got here in about April time frame 2020, and the pasture was like completely, well, it was starting to grow pretty good. Like the it was getting really thick with grass and weeds and other things. Now, I didn't even have a lawnmower at the time. We didn't have any animals to eat it down, and I didn't have any money to like really get a lawnmower quickly. And it just got crazy, crazy thick and like really high, like above your head. There was all sorts of just like vegetation. And so we eventually did a few months later uh, get a push mower, and I just went at it. At first, I tried to hire somebody to come mow it, but I couldn't find anybody. There was a guy that had um, what's called a brush hog or a bush hog. It's basically like big lawnmower blades that you pull behind like a tractor. And I guess he had done this property before, but he got a new one that wasn't, it was too wide to fit through the gate. And so he wasn't able to do the pasture for us. And then we had another person here in town who tried to do it with their ride mower, but it was so thick that, and the belt on his ride mower ended up breaking. And so he just kind of like gave up on that. And so I took once I got my push mower. It was a Craftsman. It is a Craftsman. I still have it. I just did it little by little, uh, and the the entire thing, all 1.5 acres of it, and it took months. I would like go out every night for a couple hours, and I think probably everyone here in town thought I was just like nuts and out of my mind, doing the whole thing with the push mower. but but I did it, and it about killed me. And in the middle of doing all that, we got our first cows. We had a an Angus Hereford cross, or sorry, an Angus Holstein cross, a bull, and then we got a Holstein, but they were not able to like really make a dent in it at all. So I ended up doing the entire thing, and then later we had a very nice person um, who had an extra ride mower, um, gave it to us, and it's like in pretty good condition. And ever since that time, I've been able to use that occasionally. Um, you know, we haven't gotten to the point where the cows can keep up with the pasture, and I don't want the weeds to overtake the pasture like it did before. So occasionally I'll take the ride mower and do like half of the pasture, and then afterwards do the other half, and maybe do that like twice during during the season. um so now I yeah, but now they are kind of keeping the pasture down, but I've had to do it a couple times just to keep the weeds under control. So anyway, that's that. That will wrap up this episode. Thank you all for your comments. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe, like this video. If you liked it, hit the notification bell. Leave more comments. We'll do more episodes just like this. And I'll talk to you guys later.